Well, it's a new day, it's a nice sunny morning, and we're going to get these done. I don't know why I've put these off, it's not a difficult job. Cabling is just dangling there, that goes up and into the roof. Yeah, I've got one that has to go across the length of the vehicle. And that's basically it. Like I said, and I'm not entirely sure why I've kind of balked at doing this, but I have, so let's get on and let's get it done. Okay, there's the first one in. Obviously that'll go in something like that. Actually, does that rotate or not? No, it doesn't matter, but it'll go in something like that and sit in there. Let's go around, we'll do the other side, and yeah, get them screwed in, and I'll start working on the interior light. One thing that I have not done yet, I'm really torn on the interior light, whether to go with the original VW one or go with something more modern. I'm still in two minds about that yet, so I'm not actually putting a light up there for the time being. I will get that all figured out in due course, but yeah, I'm kind of hovering, so we'll see how it goes. Well, we've had an unexpected arrival. I'm pretty sure I know what this is. Although I'm not going to get to it in this video, I don't think. There we go, that's the seat brackets. So, yeah, and pretty straightforward, just stock runners. Yeah, this should work quite nicely. I'm not overly fond. How does that actually attach to there? Not the best mechanism for actually touching the arm, but it'll work. Yeah, it'll work. We'll make this work. Yeah, we'll be fine with this. But I'm not doing it today. This is for tomorrow. I'm getting the rest of this electrical system done, and then we'll get onto this. It might end up in this video. I don't know. Probably not. And there we go. Second one in. I honestly don't know why I put that off for so long. I mean, that was literally 10 minutes. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to figure out what's going on with the interior light. Like I said, I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but we may as well get that all figured out, and then at least we know it's working. So what I'm doing right now is, these are both power leads that go up into the roof. Now, one of them is for the actual interior light in the driver's compartment here. The other one is for a cabin light back here. Now, I'm not having the cabin lights in this area connected to the primary battery. They are all going to be connected to the auxiliary battery. So, I think this here, well, I'm sure this will be for the cabin light in here, like the living quarters light. So I'm going to focus. I'm going to test this one first and determine which one that is, and then that one will just be cut out. I won't be using it. Okay, this one here, I believe, is looks like it's blue. So just connect that up there, and yeah, so that is the one we won't be using. So this one here, which should be red, that is the one we'll use. That one there. So I have tested the wiring up into the roof, and everything's working. Everything's fine. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this for the time being. I'm not connecting it to the fuse box just yet. Reason for that is I just don't want power running up into the roof unnecessarily until we need it, basically. I haven't yet found an interior light for this. I have looked at several second-hand ones. They've just been so brittle. They're no better than the one that actually came with the van, which is broken anyway. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it for the time being. There isn't any swap meets on for the rest of July. So yeah, what I'm hoping to find is, I think this is the same size as a Ford one. It's because they look very, very similar. I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm really undecided what to do with this. Yeah, I don't want to go with anything modern. I want something that looks period. Whether it's actually precisely correct for the van or not, I don't know. And I know there are aftermarket ones available. I've heard varying tales about the quality of them, and they're not cheap either. So yeah, like I say, I'm just completely undecided. What I wished I'd done though was I wished I'd messed about with it before I put the roof lining in. But this section here, I don't know whether I can loosen that down or not. I might have a look at it. I don't know. I don't want to mess things up too badly, so I may just leave that. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're waiting on stuff for the backlights. That's as far as I can take it. At last, I'm finishing up the wiring harness for the horns. I know I've been keeping, I'm going to do it, and I keep not doing it, so I'm now doing it. I've ordered all the bulbs for the rear lights. I have no idea when they'll be here. They should be here at the middle of next week, but you know how that goes. I'm not sure if I actually mentioned this or not, but the indicator stalk, turn signal stalk, that switch that I ordered, it was supposed to be coming from, it might have been Bristol, I don't remember now. It's not. Now it's coming from China. Now, obviously, I know this part was made in China, but the really annoying thing about this is it was available at a lower price if I had ordered it directly from China. I ordered it from a UK supplier because I didn't want to wait a week and a half to get it. And now it looks like I'm going to be waiting a week and a half to get it. Yeah, whatever. So, the actual horn on the steering wheel does not work. I need to actually check this cable that goes down through the column to make sure it actually does connect down below. But yeah, we're getting nothing there. But I've just attached this for the moment, and when I ground it out, so yeah, the horn works. It's just this section on the wheel that doesn't. So yeah, I'll have a bit play around with this, see if we can figure it out, and then yeah, we'll move on to something else. Oh, by the way, yes, I know I'm sitting with the ignition on. Just in case you're wondering, I have the coil disconnected, so there's no power going to the coil, so I'm not burning it out. Remind me about that later when I try to start the van and it won't start. So, I just was round the back messing around with the lights when I had a thought. I mean, one thing I didn't do is I never tested this connection. don't know if you can hear that, but we've got continuity there. So that means this is okay. So what's happening is we're not making a contact. We don't have a ground between here and the van itself. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. So I wonder if I just... I might be heading for disaster, but I wonder if I just pop these 3 screws out. Can I figure out why this is not making contact? Because basically what it is the horn, the positive wire goes directly to the fuse box. The negative wire comes around up the steering column, connects to there, and when you press on the horn, that makes contact with the body and honks. So yeah, I'm going to pop these 3 screws out, take a look, see what we can find. Okay, that there, I think, where are we at? That there's metal. So I think that's what we need to make the contact with. I need to get that cleaned up. Okay, so I've given that a good clean. Yes, the nut is off at the moment. Here, I did not know that this steering wheel was loose. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad I decided to do this, because this nut is not connected to anything. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna. I've been cleaning all around here. So where we at? I've lost it. What have I done with it? There we are. So this basically hovers, and then when you press the horn, it goes down, makes continuity, and the horn honks. So yeah, I'm gonna put this back together, go grab the keys, and we'll try it. Okay, nope, it's still not working. I was wondering if there's supposed to be like a ground on this column somewhere that isn't there. Then again, though, I am grounded up there. Yeah. Huh. Let's just test between that ground over there and the steering wheel here. Might be this wheel just needs to come off and excuse me. And what am I saying? I don't know. I'm confused. Yeah, this wheel may need to come off completely and just be cleaned up. So maybe it's not making a good contact to the actual column bearings itself. Yeah, right. But I'm going to grab the meter, just test for continuity to this plate that's under here, see what we get. Okay, so we're getting no continuity between the column and ground. So the column itself is not grounding out. Which, I mean, I don't know, I'm not sure why, because everything up here is grounded, but the actual shaft itself is not. Yeah. I know on the in the wiring diagram there is a ground coming to here somewhere, and I've been looking up and down this column and I can't find it, and I'm wondering if it's underneath somewhere. But it's not raining hard, but it is starting to rain, so I don't want to be crawling around underneath at the moment. And it's frustrating. I thought I had it solved. Let's just turn the ignition off. Ignition coil is still disconnected, by the way, in case you're wondering. Yeah, so at least we know everything around here is working. We're just not getting a contact between the actual column itself and the body of the van. So yeah, and come back to that. I'll address that shortly. Yeah, and I think it's probably a good place to wrap up for tonight. Right, that's it. I'm off. Back tomorrow, or the next day, or whenever the bulbs arrive. Obviously you can see I've stuck the handle down there, Parking brake, by the way, that's what I'm talking about. I haven't actually made a decision on whether or not I'm going to leave it this colour or actually cover it in leather. I kind of like the way it's turned out, to be honest. So that's still up for grabs. Obviously, Guy and Bob are painted the same colour. But yeah, that's where things stand as of this morning. So I'm going to get back on. We'll get these rear lights all figured out. The other thing is as well, I've gone back and forth on these quarter lights. You can buy them, where are we at? There we are. You can buy them complete with the glass, with the original black frames that they're made in, I'm assuming, steel. Or there's some reproduction, like aluminum ones. And I'm kind of torn between the two. Again, I've contacted a few people that have had some advertised, and when they've sent me photos of them, they're just in awful condition, and actually no better than the ones that were originally on this. And it's like they're just too far gone. They're just too far gone for me to want to mess about with. I might as well just messed about with the originals, which are it's still here somewhere. I just don't know where they are, and I don't want to get into actually trying to weld and rebuild like the channels and all of that. I just don't want to do that. That's so I'm kind of hovering between actually buying the aluminum ones or the ready built ones with the glass and everything already in them. So I'll burn that bridge when I get to it. But anyway, I'm back to these. We now have the new bulb holders. Well, obviously, it's a couple of days later now. So, yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the video, these backings, these are just temporary. I'm just using them as, because that's what I've got at the moment, but I will eventually replace these. However, it's this strip here that's the main concern, because rather than messing about trying to clean up everything in here, get the contacts and everything working, I'm putting just new bulb holders in, and that's it all basically done and dusted. So yeah, let's get them fitted. There we go. Yeah, it's going to work. Like I said multiple times, and the reason I'm saying this was because someone always pointed out in the comments, are you not going to replace those backs? And yes, I'm going to replace them. This is temporary until I can get some. So, you know, that's why I've mentioned it so many times in this video, because it's guaranteed. Now somebody will probably put it in just for a laugh. Anyway, carry on. Right, so we've now got these basically wired. So what I've done is, that is basically just a multiple spade connector, which is screwed to the body, and then all the grounds go to there, so it's just a one common grounding point. This is basically how it was done originally. It's just an evolution of that. Then all of these are terminated in male spade connectors. If you recall, on one of the earlier videos, I did actually put a block on the ends, so that they were just basically straight plug and play. So I'll go and find the other plastic block now. I'm not quite sure what I've done with it, because that was a month or two ago. And then we'll get these terminated. I'll pop the lights in, and we'll start testing. Yeah. Okay, I have a problem. I have misplaced the block that these all go into. I had it, it was there, now I don't. And I have absolutely no idea what I have done with it. And it's frustrating, to say the least. I'm going to have a look around again, but I thought I'd left them in the back of the van. Well, there was two places I thought I'd left them. One, I thought I'd left them actually connected to the actual blocks that are already on the van there, but I haven't. And the other place was I thought I'd left them in the side of the van, and they ain't there either. And for the life of me, I just cannot remember what happened to them. Yeah. The bag that I thought they were in is... Where's it at? I've just had it. There it is. I thought I'd left the other side of them in here, but they're not. So I'm going to have a bit of a scout around. Yeah, because the only other option is to actually buy another set of blocks. And of course, waiting time on them. So I'm going to have another scout around, and if I can't find them, what I'll do is I'll temporarily just plug these directly into those blocks there, just so that I can get to the testing stage again, just make sure everything's working. Yeah. So, while I was in one of my boxes looking for LED light bulbs that I had for these number plate lights, I remembered where I put these. Yeah, I'd stuck them in there so I wouldn't lose them. So, I've got them now. So, I'll finish this light off and then we'll get the rear lights all hooked up. Well, they're here. Oh, yeah, I know what they are. Ah, interesting. Okay, this is all of the bulbs. Not entirely sure why. They're packed the way they are, but whatever, so... Let's open them up, see what we've got. Right, so... Assuming that's the brake and stop lights, they do not look like what I ordered. They're correct. Not entirely sure what these are. These should, well, I'm thinking these are the reversing lights. And these actually look... Wait a minute, I need to double check these because these are not looking right. That's the backup lights, and that is not the ones I ordered. Let me just open up this one, see what's in there. Okay, that's everything unpacked. So, these do look different from what I ordered. I'll have to double check on them. These are definitely different. I did not. Yeah, these are very different from what I ordered. These are different from what I ordered. What I actually placed an order for, these were flat. So, they're correct. So, wrong, possibly wrong. Great. I mean, they'll work, but yes, gotta love the internet. Well, it looks pretty. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. So next step is let's just test everything on a battery and make sure they're all working, and then yeah, I'll finish off the wiring. I still need to connect the side lights together on these two. I also need to put a couple of ballasts on these just to for the relay. But yeah, I mean, not perfect, but they're okay. Okay, so I've got something weird going on here. I do need to completely rewire these because red is ground. Red is ground. Red is ground. Black is not ground. Black is not ground. I like that on both lamps. So all of these bulb holders actually, yeah, wired up correctly. I mean, it's not an issue because all I'll do is just transpose the connectors, but I do need to remove all the connectors on here and redo them all. So, yeah. Right. So what I've gone ahead and done here is I've actually wired these basically so that I get the correct pin out. Then I'll unplug this and I'll connect these pigtails to the lights. So remembering that for whatever reason red on those bulb holders is ground. Yeah, anyway, I've got the other one off. I'm going to do that one first and then I'll come and do this one. So things are moving along now. These are going to be connected to the indicator, the turn signal. These are ballasts, and for anybody that doesn't know, conventional turn signal flasher relays, they actually rely on load from the light bulb to get the flash right, the actual timing. So if you put LEDs in, quite often what will happen if they're not ballasted, they will, your turn signals, the indicators will flash really quickly. And that's actually by design. One of the early ideas was that if you had your turn signal flashing very quickly, that would indicate that you've got a bulb out. However, when you go to LEDs, because they draw much lower current, the relay basically acts like the bulb's missing or bulb's burnt out. So yeah, have to include a ballast. Now these are inexpensive. They're a few pound off eBay, Amazon. You can buy them all over the place. They're all pretty much the same thing. Yeah, so how these are wired up is basically they go across the positive and negative of the turn signal. So that's as simple as you can get, and they just put an additional load on the system, and yeah, there we go. That's it. That's one light all completely wired now. So everything is integrated into this back plate, so when I do have the new housings, I basically just pop the back plate out. The whole lot will come off other than that screw, and it'll just all pop into the new housing. So yeah, I'm rather happy with that. It's going to do the job nicely. LEDs. Now, something I mentioned earlier was that is the wrong LED. That's not the one I ordered. I went back and I've checked the order, and no, it is not the correct LED. So I've got it. At the end of the day, it's here. It works. Yeah, So I'm not going to get into sending it back and complaining and all of that. It's here and I can use it. So I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not ideal, but I'm okay with it. So that flashes. Let's go try the side lights. We won't have side lights on the front because we've got the flashers on. So let's turn them off a moment. These front side lights. Let's see what we got at the rear. Hey. So things we've still got to, I've got to finish off the wiring for the reverse backup lights and the brake lights. Brake lights are under the van, and I've still got the switch under there to hook up. But so far we're doing good. There we have it. That's the rear. And there we have it. Rear number plate lights. Only thing I've got left that I'm having issues with still are the rear fog lights. For some reason the relay isn't powering on, so I am going to get into that, figure out what's going on there, and then we'll come back and we'll figure the rest of it. Got power all the way up to here. I'm going to have to drop the fuse box out, just have a look behind, make sure nothing's come adrift or, you know, nothing funky's happening back there. Okay, I've narrowed it down. It's the actual ground to the relay. For some reason we don't have one, so yeah, I need to pop the fuse box back out, because I've had it all out, tested it all, put it back in, but as soon as I get it back in there we'll lose the ground again, so that's why the relay isn't popping on. So yeah, let's take the fuse box back out and we'll try again. Okay, we have it there now. I don't know how well you can see that, but the fog lights are working. So that basically leaves the backup lights. It's the only thing left to do. Obviously there's the front fog lights to do, but I don't have them yet, so but everything else, that's it, we're all working. So it is actually getting on a bit in the day now. I might leave the fog light, the backup light switch until in the morning, but yeah, overall I'm very, very happy with how this has all turned out. So what I am going to do is I'll stick that lens back on there for the night, and then tomorrow, or later on tonight actually, I'll pop out when it's getting a little bit darker, and then we'll go through them all again, and we'll get to see what they actually look like in the dark. So yeah, we will be back a little later. One thing I haven't mentioned are the headlights, and that's because I do not have the high-low beam switch at the moment. As you know, I ordered it. It's off in the ether somewhere. I have no idea where it's at. It could be here this week, it might not. So it's unlikely that it's going to get included in this video. But hopefully by the time you see the next video, I'll have it. So yeah, that's basically why I haven't done anything on the headlights. So, but yeah, we'll come back out here later and we'll take a look at the lights in the dark. So it's a little bit later now. The bright sunlight is up. Cloudy sky there, but let's give the lights a try now. There's the ordinary lights. As you can see, both lenses are now illuminated. Around the front, they actually seem very bright. But then we'll go with the high intensity fogs. I think they show up on camera, but yeah, also number plate light works well. Yeah, everything's looking good. What I am thinking about with those front lights though is maybe going to a less bright side light bulb, like a smaller one, and then hooking those what's currently the side lights at the front up as daylight running lights. Maybe not, we'll see anyway. But that's it for tonight. We will be back in the morning and we'll get the rest of this hooked up, and yeah. It's a new morning and I'm on building the brake light lead. All the wiring is in the cabin itself and all the way down to the rear lights. I just needed to replace between the actual switch and the cabin. So that's it. It's all nicely made up. So let's go and install it and let the brake lights work. They should. It's a brand new switch, but you know, these days you never know. There we are. We've got brake lights. So, reverse lights, and then that's it, we're done. That's it, reverse lights. Now, I am going to turn the ignition back off because they actually wire up via the ignition coil, so I did have to hook the coil back up. But that's it. We have headlamps. Once I get that switch, and that's basically it. That's the entire van's electrical system, bar the interior light, complete. So only thing left to do is, once I get the dashboard in, I do have to check oil pressure light and battery light, fuel gauge, and just the dashboard lights and everything. But I'll do that all in a separate video because I don't want to put the clocks in until I've got the quarter lights and all of that done. So that is another big milestone ticked off, and it can be nerve-wracking, and I know everything on the electrical system is new, but there's always that moment of doubt just before you start flicking switches. Have I connected everything correctly? Do I have all the grounds on? Do I have the grounds going to the right places? You know, am I going to let the smoke out of the wiring? But no, it's all come together nicely. So with that in mind, once again, we are going to bring this video to a close. I do have the seat brackets, the seat sliders now, so that is going to be my next task. I'm going to get on doing them. I'm going to investigate the interior light so I can get that head lining finally put up and all finished off and looking good. I do have the under sealing still to do. Yeah, so there's still plenty of jobs in upcoming videos, so stay tuned. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking with me on this journey with its ups and downs and highs and lows. And yeah, take care, have a good one.